Hello there, Sir from 17 once again. This is my Bayonetta hard pure platinum run. This is the final chapter, it is the epilogue, entitled Requiem. So at the beginning we play as Jean, and all you have to do here is dodge the attacks and keep shooting, and you will pretty much get the guaranteed pure platinum. It's a really strange mission, this one, because they have this juxtaposition of incredibly easy verses with insanely tricky ones. And these first few were really easy, then the Alfheim is really hard and frustrating, and then the boss is not that hard to do, but it's difficult to get the combo rank on. Or I found it difficult because I was killing the boss too quickly. So I had to slow it down, I had to equip the Gaze of Despair, and I had to use the lightning Durgas because they build combo really well. But this phase, just keep shooting, keep sliding, getting witch time. Don't get hit, that's all you'd really need. If you don't get hit, you're pretty much guaranteed everything else you'll need. And the part that sucks is, coming up is the second instance in this game where you have to do 2 verses without a checkpoint. I don't know why it got overlooked, but the fact that it did holds a hell of a lot of frustration in my mind, because the first verse is a pointless fight against a bunch of decorations on some stupid, like, yoga posing men statues. I have no idea what the hell's going on with that rocket-fueled yoga men thing. But you kill all those annoying assholes as the yoga men are falling out of the sky, and then you go all the way up to where the cutscene is, don't trigger it or you fucked yourself, run all the way back so you can hit the Alfheim, and then the Alfheim is a nightmare because the differences between Bayonetta and this character are quite large, and they're large because getting witch time with Jean is hard. And it's hard because you've spent the entire game playing as Bayonetta, and getting witch time as Bayonetta is easy. So, you know, you're conditioned to evade early. And with this character, that does not work. You have to evade the second you get hit. And that timing is really tight. And it turns an Alfheim that would be very simple with Bayonetta into something much trickier. And not only that, but whenever you fuck it up, you have to do a verse and a dirty run back. So it's the epitome of everything I hate put together. And it's after this section here, once we jump up these prostate, strange human centipede people. So as soon as you land, the verse 4 happens. Verse 4 features just a couple of decorations and a couple of deers. Attack them until you get a bit of a multiplier, and then just run away, because getting the platinum is dead simple. There's a trick as well to these body parts. If you stand on the first part of them instead of going up the body, they will burn out much slower, so it gives you an opportunity to fight on some solid ground. Doesn't make any sense, but it works. And once you've got a high enough combo, just run. And then I think I'm going to leave in the run to show you what you have to do every time you fuck up. So after the cutscene, you have to run up here, dodge all this bullshit. It signposts where they're going to land, so you're not going to get hit unless you get sloppy. And it's fun to play as this character. It's just, a checkpoint would have been nice. And then you run all the way up the statue, all the way up to about the head, but just do not go too far or you will trigger the cutscene and screw yourself. So get to about just over the breast, to about the chin. You'll notice I'm not in Panther mode just in case I trigger it, and then turn around. Now, what this has done is, back where we came from, there is an Alfheim portal. And every time I take a hit or make a mistake in this Alfheim, I have to do everything you've just seen. The entire verse against those stupid decorations, running all the way past all those meteor barrage, all the way up the statue, all the way back down here to fight in this, which is a hellish Alfheim. It's unacceptable, and it's enough to make me prematurely grey. So it's another use Wicked Weave, which means, you know, it's, if you touch the enemies, you bounce off and you get hit. If you're in Witch Time and you attack the enemies outside of a Wicked Weave, you bounce off and you get hit. And you might be wondering, well, this doesn't look so bad. And the first phase isn't. The first phase is super simple. Just use your dodge offsets, use your Panther offset if you want to, and just divide and conquer. But there's there's an extra 2 waves here. One of them is, I think it's one of the dogs and a grace and a glory, which is tricky by itself. And then the last wave is, I think, 3 joys. 3 joys! At the end! Oh. Hellish. So, I'm getting my magic back if you haven't noticed. And you might be wondering why I'm doing this. Well, magic allows you to do Tetsuzanko. And Tetsuzanko is a Wicked Weave. So you can spam it and get rid of the things you don't like. So by using this fella to get my dodges, admittedly I'm not getting the dodges, I'm getting more off the taunts, because getting Witch Time with Jean involves getting hit. And it's tricky. So I kill him and I immediately unload on whichever one I can hit the most. The good thing about the Tetsuzanko is it can hit more than one enemy. The bad thing is it can be hard to tell it where to go. It kind of goes where it wants to unless you're locked on. So spam Tetsuzanko to get rid of the fast fellas, and then it's just you versus this dude who is pretty tame for the most. Just remember your dodge offsets, and then this is it. This is the moment where you see that! Oh my god, the amount of times Joy hits you doing stuff like that is not cool. You're not cool, Joy. I don't like you. So, essentially at this point, it's on infinite climax. You'll notice I'm a little bit panicky here. The problem I'm having is because I'm so nervous, I'm fucking up my offsets. And I'm not getting the final hit because I'm cancelling them too early. And it's because I'm completely terrified right now and probably shaking. And then there's the terrifying moment of, what if I didn't get the score? You know, what if this is one of those Alfheim that wants you to keep a combo? And I'm like, it can't want you to keep a combo. There's no way it can want that. And thank Christ it didn't. But that, by far, one of the hardest sequences in this run, because the run back made me so mad. By the time I got to the fight, I'd already lost, because of my mindset was just terrible at that point. Really defeatist and just not good. But this is Jubileus, this is the last boss. There's 2 checkpoints in this entire fight. The first one is in the Wind World. The second one is coming out of the Wind World. Doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. There's also a glitch, but the glitch is helpful, believe it or not. This first phase involves destroying these peacock feathery things that it has the faces on that are elemental. Once you do enough damage to the boss, it'll take you to the Fire Realm. Once you destroy the peacock feathery things in the Fire Realm, it'll take you to the Ice Realm. Once you destroy them there, you will end up in the Wind Realm, and then you will get your checkpoint. Up until that point, 1 piece of damage, 1 sloppy hit, and you have to restart. And these motherfuckers don't help. Like, I like this boss fight, fundamentally, but the one thing that really bothers me is those stupid faces that can float above you when you have a moment to actually attack them and get rid of them, but you can't hit them. And then when you come out of the cutscene, they're already in your face doing an attack. It's so bad. It's so just wistfully bad. I don't get it. I don't understand why they exist. But here is the Fire Realm. If you have Durga on your feet, fire will not hurt you if you step on it, but fire from the vents and the big shafts of pillars of magma will hurt. Though technically, you know, magma that's come to the surface is lava. But we're not being pedantic, we don't need to be. So, I like to use Bird Within to expedite the process of getting to some of these things. And that's really good, that, because you can do the falling attack to get to it. This right here, if you run into the lava instead of using the land, you don't get any of those crazy geyser things coming up below you, which piss me off. So, that's the end of the Fire Realm. Here comes the Ice Realm. The Ice Realm is kind of cheesy because there's this random ball that rolls around doing nothing but causing grief, and you can randomly get hit by icicles, which are signposted, so they're not so bad. But I think the checkpoint should have been here. I don't think it should be in the Wind World, because I think that's too far. Like, by the time you get to the Wind World, the Wind is actually the easiest realm, I think, because the only time you get hit is when the QuickTime prompt fucks you. And it does, because sometimes the detection on it is just awful. It's one of the biggest flaws in the game, and this game has very slight flaws. So if you put the ice skates on, it will give you complete immunity to stepping on the ice. So watch out for the ball, watch out for the balls that they fire out of their mouths. Close the distance and hit them. If you're not in witch time when you're close to those peacock face things, they can do an attack where they lift themselves up and stab into the ground. And I got caught a few times by that because I didn't know that it existed and it was too late. But be aware, when you're on the final of the faces, the environmental hazards get a little bit more intense, so it's so easy to make a mistake. But as soon as you do this, the checkpoint is yours. And at this point, don't worry about your combo. If you've got to 9.9 at any point, that's great, but you don't need to, because the final phase, if you die, which you probably will, for reasons I've not discussed yet, but I will. And what happens is, notice how she has blue life? Well, when we get to the phase of the fight, after the Wind Realm, it's going to fully heal her. It's going to give her like 3 extra bars. And you might think, well, that's bullshit. And it is. But it allows you to build more combo points. And the time on this rank is really lenient. So as much as it makes the fight longer and you have to beat her up more, it enables you to not fail the combo, which is the thing I failed about 5 times. Which you can imagine, because this is not a short fight. But here is the Thunderworld. The trickiest part about the Thunderworld is when you press A and it doesn't jump, because for some reason the prompt isn't on the screen, and I don't understand why the prompt wasn't always on the screen. You know, constantly on the screen, so whenever you need to get out of there you just press A and it jumps to a different one. Why do they have to have such finicky detection? It seems like a gross oversight on a game that is fantastic. But this is actually pretty good for keeping your combo this particular place. The problem is getting the platforms to get you where you need to be before your combo ends. Sometimes there's nothing you can do. Sometimes it's too much of a journey. But like, her life is even lower than I thought it was. Her life is in green, which means she only has 2 bars left. So jump towards her, start punching her in the face. There's your checkpoint. So after this, you're going to see a transition, and her life is going to go up. And it's coming up. So I'm taunting to keep my combo. Doesn't matter, because I did get killed. But there you go. Right then, this is the final checkpoint of the fight. Her life has gone up, but it's not a problem. This is the worst attack by far, because sometimes it just gets you. Sometimes it just like, I don't understand the logic in that move at all. But the way I've avoided it quite consecutively is to panther form away from it, wait until I think it's close to me, and then jump towards it. I know it sounds crazy, but what you'll do is you'll jump over them, and they're fast, but they can't recover fast enough. So it allows you to do a double jump, get full height, and then float in bird form. This move, just run away from it in panther form. The only way that move is dangerous is if it's synchronized with those gay faces. If those stupid bomb rocket face bullet men are about when that is happening, sometimes you're just fucked. Same with those nebulas that it fires at you that turns you into a little girl. If these faces coincide with those moves, sometimes there is literally nothing you can do but take damage. Like just then. If these faces decide to attack me, right then I got witch time off them, but if I'd have fallen and it had not been, you know, a perfect dodge, I'd have been took by the nebula. So at any point when she does those moves, it can all be over, regardless of how good you were fighting, and it's really frustrating. And it's all because of those faces. Faces are stupid. But the third fist from the boss will allow you to initiate witch time. From there, you want to just use the Durga Y attacks to build your combo. In these instances, attack and double tap dodge offset. Wrong word. Double tap panther form. What this will do is this will keep giving you the iframes of the dodge. It will push you forward in panther mode, and it will give you a slash and a wicked weave from the panther. It enables you to continuously evade and keep on hitting at the same time. So I lost my rank then. I don't know why. That sucks. Never mind. But this is another one of those moments where you can keep your combo going by punching the faces, but at the same time you can get hit by the faces because it's so hectic and it's hard to see because the camera's being all cinematic-y. Right now she's doing the nebulas. Run away, run away, run away, run away, and jump, and then double jump, and then... I don't know if you noticed them, but I was dodging in mid-air to get out of panther form, and I evaded off the nebula thing, the little galaxy black hole Milky Way motherfucker. But keep on hitting her hands, getting that witch time. Like, it's actually really simple. It's just, when you get those instances, that was... Oh no, I've got Durga Electrics on my feet, so I was safe. But if you don't have electrical feet, then that will hurt you, that ground move. It's best to have it on at all times. You do not need Killgore here. Here it comes again. Planets, run away from her as best you can. Wait for it, jump. Get out of panther form, double jump, get into bird form. God, it sucks so bad. Like, if you could get her to do this, and you could somehow loop the AI into doing the punches, this boss would be seriously easy, but for some reason, it's really tough to do that. So right there I swapped to the Killgore so I could get to the climax. And this is an interesting climax, this, because it's a little bit like the Justice traversal moment. You have to run all the way up your Wicked Weave. So watch out for the attacks. I don't know if there's a trick here where you can get extra style points by attacking the boss, but I think you're just meant to run, and it's the way I've always done it, so it's the way I always will. But when you get up here, there's the YB. I don't know if you'll be penalised massively for not getting the Big Bang bonus, but I recommend you try. If I can get it, you can get it, because I'm a competent tapper, but I am nowhere near, you know, the insane levels that some people are. And this is free damage, this. The only thing to watch out for is occasionally those bullets turn up, I think. I could have sworn I've seen something like dangerous in that instance, but I could be wrong. And this is it. This is the boss dead. You just make sure you don't fuck the planet section up, because if you do, you're going to have a bad time. But here comes... It's not Madame Butterfly. What's the name of this one? Is it Sheba? I think she's called. Which is the combination of Bayonetta and Jean's crazy hair, Infernal Demons. Which, if you look at this, she looks a hell of a lot like the last boss. She looks a hell of a lot like Jubileus, and I believe that isn't Jubileus meant to be kind of like God? So maybe this is the devil? I don't know. Guess I've not really paid that much attention. But there we go, we knock her soul out, and now we have to guide it into the sun. Which... I think this might have been a better sequence if you had to hit the planets. Like, every planet you hit, you got a bonus. And a really nice, you know, UI effect of coins or something, or... I don't know. It's just so dumb. And it's one of those weird moments where if you don't move towards a certain angle of the screen, the camera doesn't pan, so it looks at times like there's no way you can avoid the planets. Especially if you pick wrong. What I do is, wherever the planet was, is the direction I go to next. Because I think of it logically, like, if you were designing this, to make sense of dodging the planets, you would put them in some kind of linear sequence. So, I try to go where the last planet was, and I usually avoid the next planet. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I'm not going to lie and say I do this first time every time, because I don't. Oh, I really don't like it. It's a fun idea, though. And then just centralise yourself, and there you go. Now we have to do the kind of tricky credit fights. So believe it or not, it's not over yet. There are a handful of ranked fights in the credits, and they all have one thing in common. They are 30 seconds long, it takes 30 seconds to load the next one, and there is no checkpoint in any of them. So after this fight, every credit fight afterwards will obey those rules, which means you have to be quick and you have to be decisive. If you're not, you will have to do them all again. This right here, as long as you keep your combo going, you should have no real issue getting the maximum amount of style points. That being said, I have failed this. It did take me about 3 or 4 attempts to get it, and I couldn't really tell you what I did differently on the one I got. It just worked, I guess, so I suppose the best way to put it is, as epic and as cool as this moment is, it's lacking when it comes to clear scoring, because if you take too long, you'll fail the time, but if you don't get enough style points, you'll fail anyway. It's a bit of a double-sided sword. But just keep using the Wicked Weaves, keep beating on it. As long as you get it up to 9.9 and you get a couple thousand in combo bonus, you should be okay. Like, I think anything over about 100,000 combo is fine. But here is the first credit fight. This is Jean, and you'll notice it's the same fight we did in Chapter 2. The difference being is she's really tame. She has 1 life bar, and for some reason she doesn't really fight aggressively. So if you do what I'm doing, where you just do Wicked Weaves, just do like the dodges, you know, the hold, kick, punch. But bear in mind, if you don't kill her in 30 seconds, you'll fail. And if she gets close to you, she will attack, and she'll be quite aggressive. But for the most, she's kind of a bootleg version of herself. And then you have to wait every time. But it's 30 seconds, so it's nothing too bad. The next fight, do not waste time with torture moves, don't waste time with being stylish, just kill them quickly with punch, kick, punch and Tetsu Zanko. And obviously make sure you're wearing the Gaze of Despair so they don't hit your body. But here it comes. So nothing fancy here, just dodge offset Wicked Weaves, just standard punch kick punch combos into Tetsu Zanko, and there you go. And then you have to wait to see if you get it, which I think this is a really interesting idea, but it might have been better if you checkpointed them, because sitting through credits can be frustrating when you only want to do 30 seconds of a fight. The next one is the easiest. You're wearing the Climax Bracelet, which makes every attack you do use a Wicked Weave like it does against bosses. So just don't get hit, keep your combo going, and you're almost guaranteed to get the Pure Platinum. And it's coming up on the painting, just centralizing now. So this is it. You're in the graveyard during the day as well. So the easiest way to tell that you're in serious mode is Bayonetta has her hair down. And whenever her hair is all long, it means she gets Wicked Weaves for days. But Jean joins you on this fight, which is quite nice. I'm also wearing the Gaze of Despair, but I don't realise I'm wearing it, so if you're having trouble with the scores, pop it on. It doesn't really make much of a difference. And I believe that's the final credit fight. So we'll just wait for the ranking. If you're wondering why it's 30 seconds between fights, that's how long it took them to process and load the next encounter. I don't know why, I don't know how that came to be, but I watched the developer commentary and that's what Hideki Kamiya says, so there you go. And that is the end of my Pure Platinum run. That was Epilogue. That is a very tough mission because of that goddamn Alfheim. There is your no damage, there is your no item, there is your Pure Platinum, and then there's going to be the overall score screen that I show you at the end, where you get to see my shitty ranks for non-stop climax, which I've only beaten once. But there you go, guys. Pure Platinum, hard. Anybody can do it, you just have to commit some time to it and realise that it's going to be very challenging. But thank you very much for watching, I hope you enjoyed this journey, and as always, you take care now.